Hey, it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony with you here today. Much love going out to all the beautiful empowered harmonizers. And we're zooming in and focusing in on a great viewer question that they are struggling with, and that is the concept of kind of regulating themselves, self-regulation in the midst of this relationship where they're sort of in this devalue discard phase with someone who is sort of manipulative, or they've been in love and out of love, and really they're on this emotional roller coaster. So they're like, how can I get control over my emotions so I can get perspective? So that's a great viewer question that I think a lot of you will relate to. But before we get started, I just want to give a super huge shout out to those of you who have recently donated to the channel. Thank you so much for your support and your contribution and donation. It is viewers like you that keep me inspired to keep bringing the content coming forth daily, to let me know that it's making a difference, that it's hitting home, that this is providing a valuable resource for you. So thank you so much. And it's great to hear from you. Absolutely positively, if the channel has been a positive resource for you, please do feel free to donate at the PayPal Donate Now button here on the About page at YouTube. We would love to hear from you. So thank you so much. So we're zooming in and focusing in a little bit more in depth on the concept of self-regulation, being able to master your emotions, getting the reins back, not riding on the back of a wild horse, but getting things tamed within yourself. It is to understand that oftentimes being out of control, being less than, is a state that is reinforced by someone who is manipulative. They take pleasure, unfortunately, in having this power over other people. Mr. Sam Vadkin, noting that malignant narcissists have an insatiable need for control and power. So insatiable, not able to be quenched. So it doesn't matter if they're, getting power for a day, a minute, a week. It's going to continue. And in my viewpoint, it gets more severe and more rigid with time, meaning not so flexible, not so open to, suggestion to change. And so, unfortunately, it's almost like getting the control bug, getting the power bug, just like someone might get a travel bug where all of a sudden it's what they love to do. The malignant narcissist is the same way. They have a control bug, a power bug to get control over others, particularly when they are thrown off of their path, thrown off of their composure, thrown off of their personal power. For some people, it's been so long that they don't know that they have personal power, that they have the ability to overcome this overwhelming individual who is unfortunately taking a dopamine hit, taking pleasure, taking a sense of reward from controlling and exploiting others, otherwise known as manipulation. A malignant narcissist has a pathological sense of self-importance coupled with a lack of empathy, meaning they don't really feel compassion or feeling another's feelings or viewpoint. They don't take that into consideration or value this. So if we really sort of break it apart and dissect it, if you're with a relationship with someone who does not value your perspective, eventually it's like use it or lose it. Eventually if you're not able to use your perspective, use your voice, use your opinions, be able to communicate, if you sort of shut down, you're going to lose the ability little by little. So the longer you are in a relationship with someone who is sort of a causative factor or a reinforcing factor, meaning they're reinforcing your silence, they're reinforcing your quietude, they're reinforcing low self-esteem, they're reinforcing your disempowerment, they're getting you embroiled, embattled, they're getting and creating what I call a fight consciousness, a conflict consciousness, where it never fails. There's always going to be something where they're doing you wrong, doing you dirty, giving you the short end of the stick, talking about you behind your back, the triangulation, keeping you feeling insecure and uncertain. This is a disempowered state. You as a human being literally do have power. You have creative powers. And no matter where you're at in the journey, you can get mastery and control over this. But it's very important to understand that there are people who are taking reward and getting a boost up, a leg up, a heightened sense of esteem about themselves or where they are as they are in juxtaposition to you through your faltering, through your wobbling, through your self-doubt, through your fits of despair, loneliness, paranoia, guessing at where things are at, either in the relationship or after you exit the relationship. Where are you on your life path? This person, unfortunately, they don't care if they're delaying your personal happiness. They don't care if they're delaying your personal growth. They don't care if they're not letting you, be in the center spotlight. They don't care if you have your opportunity to shine. We come to this earth to shine, to be empowered, to live the good life, to know what your purpose is, to have a life of meaning and fulfillment. And oftentimes that involves having a sense of creativity, a sense of being respected, a sense of being loved, and to have a sense of safety as well. Safety meaning, the absence of fear. And, a narcissist, unfortunately, they take, sort of, instead of doing more, they cause others to feel less. So for them to be more, they trigger others to be less and get into this emotional roller coaster. Unfortunately, many people, in my viewpoint, isn't that a state to avoid? Why would you want to set others off? Why would you want to agitate? Why would you want to get people down into a fight consciousness, a conflict consciousness, going down the rabbit hole, fighting for this, fighting for that, being upset, slamming things, whatever it is, feeling despair, feeling the low self-esteem, the aftermath of a relationship with someone who is manipulating you and trying to exploit you. To get mastery and control is to acknowledge and validate that you do have creative powers, and to get to that and restore that within yourself, and to break free and break away from the whole set of feelings of disempowerment and get a sense of separation and disidentification with this lower vibration. To de-identify. Nope, that's not me. I'm not the blubbering fool. I'm not the one who's languoring and floundering in self-doubt. I'm not the one whose feelings are hurt, confused, and paranoid, and then trying to regain ground with this person. It is breaking free and then regaining ground for yourself, where you're able to be seen, heard, respected. And even if you need to go through a period of independence, i.e. being alone, being on your own without the company of this negative person, then it's important to really shore up the dam, shore up the holes in your boundaries and your standards so you can get your feet on the ground and get on solid ground within yourself. It is so counterintuitive and it's so counterproductive to be in relationships where your own footing is getting more unstable, wobblier, taking up a smaller space because of a big ego that wants to throw you off and isn't giving you common courtesies. Eye contact, conversation, hey, how are you? Without turning their back, without trying to use some sort of manipulative ploy to, sassy you up, sassy you down, sassy you out, whatever it is that they're doing that's disempowering you. Getting your emotional control back is saying, I'm going to take it back. It's as easy as feeling that now is the time. You need to sort of hit an emotional aha or an emotional, bottom line. That, enough is enough. You need to be that assertive to regain and restore your boundaries. You need to develop, if you haven't before, develop a sense of assertiveness and a communication style that is effective with this situation. Oftentimes it's very difficult. People's knees shake, their voice shakes. They're so used to being thrown off. They're so used to this dynamic, and they don't have the permission to give themselves to regain that confidence, to say no, to say don't play me like that, to say stop, to say, go, to say I'm exiting the relationship, to be able to make an assertive statement with very, 3 to 5 words, something very short and very to the point and delivered with a neutral, indifferent tone is sometimes a real directive that you need to give somebody if they continue to trigger you. But inherently, that discussion needs to be an internal dialogue. You need to come to that awareness within yourself. If not within the privacy of this videos, then do something to break your routine and break this cycle, the habitual feeling cycle that oftentimes is perpetuated when you're feeling disempowered. The emotional, languishing, the floundering, the feeling of unhappiness just can sit and linger. It can cause you to look down, feel downcast, be stuck to the couch, stuck with your your eyes on the ground, shuffling around, the way you carry your body. It's important to break this cycle. And I would highly recommend doing something assertive for yourself and just making that statement, enough is enough, I am finished, done. And that statement must speak volumes to you. Just the word done. And it has to have special meaning for you, and special meaning that causes you to initiate an assertiveness and go for a walk. So to break the cycle of feeling down, looking down, pick up your eyes, pick up your feet, take your key and go for a walk, even if it's 10 or 15 minutes. An imperfect walk is better than no walk. An imperfect meditation is better than no meditation. A strong, firm internal self-dialogue is better than no self-dialogue. It's being able to recognize when you have been disempowered and to take your personal power back. So giving yourself permission, I give myself permission now to be assertive and no longer falter to this manipulation tactic. I give myself permission. I support myself. In doing this, I know that the universe will support me and will get my back. Unequivocally, when you make this proclamation, as it said, providence will work in your direction. You'll have, the wind at your back. You will begin to notice a physiological change. You need to get your eyes going in the right direction, your heart going in the right direction, your feet to reclaim this personal power. And and being able to speak to this to the person, the minute they launch into that, if you're still in contact with this person for either proximity or whatever relationship, I know we have a lot of viewers who, this person is living with them or they're engaged or separated or at their workplace, you need to be able to speak assertively that, I'm done, moving on, making a statement of 1 to 2 words. When they launch into this, just speak the words done, moving on, not now. If you want to have this fight later, fine, so be it. But you need to take control back of the conversation. Take control back of your emotions. Your emotions are something that you own. They're within the trillions and trillions of cells, and your etheric body then reaches out 8 to 5 feet around you. Claim your personal space. This is your God-given space. You have the right to this. And the divine intelligence works through you and is within you. Begin to give yourself a little bit more credit that you can reinforce. You can get emotional stability. You can stop being sort of this doormat. No more. Speak the words, speak the assertiveness, break the routine, go for a walk, go for a recovery date, go and fill your hands and your mind with something that can boost you up. It doesn't have to be, just a 360 change, even a little bit of change on a daily, regular basis will get you in the direction. Learning a new skill, learning about the stocks, learning about a stock market, learning about a new country, learning a new language, learning a new computer skill, learning to write, learning to paint, learn to redecorate, learn feng shui, there are so many different things. Once you open up your time, you'll find that you will begin to grow and your boundaries will become more firm the more that you are assertive and take responsibility and accountability for that personal space, your emotional well-being, your assertiveness, the declaration of boundaries and standards, not just with this person, but really as you relate to life, because you don't want this to happen. You don't want to ride this emotional roller coaster. You want to take this in a state of a positive B state and then experience the joy of just being. Sometimes you might need to practice this independently, alone. You might need to watch a lot of videos or podcasts to really get the grips on it. But with focus, you can do on it. You can do this and you can expand on it and you can grow. You'll feel that you're getting more secure. You'll feel that you're doing the right thing. You'll get more in touch with your values, and then your values will begin to drive you. And then you'll begin to gain perspective. And with perspective, you'll begin to identify what's, mistreatment, and you'll be able to identify with which is bad treatment, good treatment, and then become assertive. No, no, I'm not going to take that treatment. No, I'm not going to take that language. No, I'm not going to take that tone of voice. No, it's over. It's done. It's finished. Making those statements and delivering them in a neutral, indifferent, and dispassionate but strong way will help you to gain perspective and get that better foundation, which is immune from all these characteristics of manipulation that these relationships can take with someone who is malignant, narcissistic, or even psychopathic. This is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today. I hope these videos do help. You can do this. Be assertive. Reclaim your personal power, your perspective, and fill your own cup, your own emotional cup, and begin to take that as a priority. Keep it in focus. Begin to really hone in on it and understand that creation and stabilizing and securing of your boundaries and standards is so important. It'll serve you so well, and it'll bring you into that state of joy of being, which you deserve to experience. Don't put it off. Do it. Do it. You can do it. Do it today.